There we go. YouTube stream is going as well. Let me quickly put on my headphones. Just a few seconds ago, before this candle closed right here, this candle was still forming. I shared on Discord the idea for a potential head and shoulders. I got too late to the screen to take it, and it's also just before that New York Open. That's the trade I was looking at. VWAP retest, left shoulder, head, right shoulder into sell side. So we will see if we get that. So let's see. Going to put it on the other screen now. Sell side is right here. We use this inversion fair value gap paired with this inversion breaker block. High, low, higher high, lower low. Go back above the higher high. Becomes our breaker block. We close below it, so that's our inversion breaker. Pretty much this entire short was, I'd say, pretty obvious. I mean, we close below our discount right here. Very likely that we are going to deliver lower. Let's check how many handles that would have offered us off that inversion right here. Would have already netted 5 handles pretty much. And of this breaker block inversion fair value gap right here, that would have been my entry. My stop loss would have gone, yeah, pretty much at this high, targeting 5 handles. So I really think it's going to retest that VWAP. We're going to see what it does around here. That's the VWAP starting from the New York Midnight Open, I think. Yep, that's a New York Midnight Open VWAP, and the other VWAP originates off that daily opening candle right here at 6 p.m. New York local time. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm starting to use these VWAPs to also incorporate volume a little bit more into my analysis. And yeah, let's continue from here. Let me draw up that rectangle right here, unfilled fair value gap. Now we're going to take the sell side. A matter of seconds. Right now it's 9:25. We have 2 more minutes left to that New York Open. Fair value gap. Let me draw up some major. That buy side has been taken. That's the trade we had going on during the London Killzone livestream. Right here of this volume imbalance. Took it long. I closed right here at 5 handles, but it eventually delivered into buy side. Let me get rid of these drawings. We do not need them. Next potential target to the downside would be this fair value gap, followed by this fair value gap, also unfilled. A few good things to fill that we could potentially fill. Hang on. That's an old inversion fair value gap. Let's just see what's happening around these levels. Sell side, really, I would look at these relative equal lows. And other than that, we have this inversion, blah blah blah. This inversion hasn't really been respected, but we have a little bullish fair value gap right here. And we have, I don't know, a few seconds left before the New York Open. Bullish fair value gap, this one kept holding as well, paired with this inversion to the left. So plenty of discounts to the downside. I'm not going to draw all of them in. The thing that I want to point out is that we cleared that daily buy side on ES as well. We did the same thing on NASDAQ. Alright, 10 seconds to go. Let's watch that New York Open. And of course, we also have buy side above these perfect equal highs. Current high of the day. Buy side, that's the 8:30 Open. Note that the 8:30 Open lines up with that previous day high buy side. We got back into our inversion breaker block one more time. Not an entry for me right at the New York Open, but there we go. We just delivered into sell side. Just too risky for me because we could also see the opposing thing happening. Return into these higher discounts. But yeah, we essentially took that sell side liquidity after taking out a daily objective. But I really want to see how this candle is going to close, because if it's going to close like it is right now, I could eventually, let's say if we close back above this bearish fair value gap or inversion fair value gap, I could see myself looking for longs, really. So let's open up the live stream and see if we have any messages. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So we just did retest that VWAP. And like we said earlier, at the beginning of the stream, I also shared it on Discord. Right here would be a great area for shorts. It's not my favorite type of entries. Right at the New York Open. But, I mean, right here we have a perfect head and shoulders. Inversion, breaker block, inversion, fair value gap, continuation to the downside. Like this. Into the opening. Stop loss, 1 tick above that high. Targeting 5. Right here. Alright, so we hit 5 handles of that inversion, fair value gap, inversion, breaker block entry. This is a breaker block high, lower, higher low, higher high, lower low. Go back above that high. Highest up close candle is breaker block. And we see that we actually kept holding resistance here, paired with this bullish fair value gap. Then we closed below it, kept holding resistance to deliver lower into sell side, into a left open discount right here. So we will see. We still have to wait 2.5 minutes almost for this candle to close. Potentially, if it wouldn't be the New York Open, I sure as hell would try to get a short in like this. 3 handles, target 5 into the sell side, really. And the opening of the new day VWAP. But because it's a New York Open, it's, yeah, I rather wait a little bit longer, to be honest. Alright, so still 2 minutes for this candle to close. On YM, we pretty much do that same thing. Pretty bearish. Go over to NQ. NQ did not clear this low yet, so we have a potential SMT divergence forming up. Right here. Now, that's the low I'm talking about. And also note that right here on the highs, we left equal highs on ES and on NQ. We had divergence, SMT divergence. So let me just label that SMT. Put it at the top. So we have SMT at the highs, which would have been even better confirmation for this inversion fair value gap short right from this high. After clearing that daily buy side, really. I mean, if I would have started streaming at 2 p.m., 8 a.m. New York local time, this would have been a short. But I bet there's going to be another great opportunity. So if we can manage to, still 1 minute left, to close below this bullish fair value gap, then I think we're really going to continue to hit the sell side and maybe, yeah, reprice lower and some unfilled discounts. If not, I could also see a potential for a Judas swing. Look at NQ here. See that rejection wick paired with the SMT divergence. Interesting to run back above these equal highs, but note that we had this SMT divergence right here. So we will see. We will see. "20 seconds before this candle is going to close." Let's say we have a massive bullish engulfing candle. I would treat this candle right here as a order block. Just saying that out loud so I can already plan executing that trade. So what would be nice would be a bullish up closing candle now for longs, leaving behind a fair value gap, and I would enter on that overlapping confluence. That would be my short scenario, to catch the short as slow as I can. And since we, hang on, closed below this bullish fair value gap, kept holding theoretically, I mean it's still delivered, just off with 1 tick right here. I could also still frame that trade lower for 4.5 handles. Is it worth taking it? Yeah, might be. I'm going to try it. I'm going to set a sell limit right here. First I have to log in. That might be good. Alright, alright, alright. Log out. Got to lock that trade later. Quickly hop on these Apex. So we see that NQ is now actually leading, also wanting to take out this sell side liquidity. I'm not going to trade NQ if this is the first time of you watching me, basically. I'm only executing on ES. But yeah, this would have been a short. I mean, we clear buy side. Market structure shift confirmed with a candle close. Leave behind a discount and sell off. This is the 2022 model at its like core. So NQ just took that sell side. Yes, took it as well. Right now we'll be pretty much look at this low. So we will see, we use that for reference. So yeah, perfect YouTube model right here on NQ earlier this AM session. Alright, so we can see that NQ is actually pushing here to take even more sell side, while ES is holding up. Alright, we cleared even more sell side on NQ. Let's see if ES doesn't want to follow. Next sell side liquidity really for me here on NQ. Now, I don't know, been going up all morning. Really this short-term low paired with the fair value gap here on NQ be the next target to the downside. And after that, we have that London session low. Alright, there we go. Seems like we're going to sell off rather aggressively. Didn't even get back up, then I would have added. Nice. Well done, H and Smith. Congratulations, just got funded. $1,500 profit is set on a 50k or 100k. Been passing these challenges as fast as I do. Okay, we just cleared more sell side on ES as well. Didn't even get back into that inversion. Now we just keep on selling off. 200. I thought you already funded with that one. So that's your profit on the funded already. You're in a hurry. I take it really slow. I'm not in a rush because, yeah, we all know fast money goes just as fast. Comes fast, goes fast. Comes slow, and ideally if you do not make mistakes, also goes fast, goes slow. Alright, right here we're referencing this low. But not bad, definitely well done. Have you withdrawn from my prop firm yet, agent? Then make sure to play it safe. That's just my advice. You need 10 minimum trading days anyway. And yeah, you need to get up to, so with my 50k Apex accounts, I have to get up to 52,600 and then I can withdraw a maximum of 2 grand. Yep, 660 per day. Quite simple. Alright, so we left open a volume imbalance right here and we just continue to sell off. Head and shoulders played out perfectly. Sometimes I think I should just trust that analysis if I see it. And yeah, just accept that loss. But yeah, that's trading. So we open up with a volume imbalance, selling off very aggressively. Next sell side would be right here. Right here we would have the breaker block, the new breaker block, not the inversion breaker block anymore. Oh, That looks alright. So we already, yeah, we didn't even came back to retest it. I was ready to add a contract on this inversion, fair value gap paired with that breaker block, but we didn't even get back to it. So yeah, let's just add. There we go. We cleared that sell side. We closed below the VWAP, open up with a volume imbalance. Next sell side target would be right here. Let's get rid of some stuff that we do not need. Right down here we have that New York midnight level. And we have our London session breaker block, which we also didn't fill. This one kept holding support the entire morning. Pretty much delivered this move to the upside. Inversion fair value gap. So quite a few gray boxes. Well, that's alright. Just going to watch NQ here on the side. Let me reduce the size. Or simply going to add an alert on that next sell side. Alright, there we go. Inversion fair value gap. Very likely going to leave behind a new bearish fair value gap right here. Already left behind a bearish one here. What did you share inside of tape reading, Agent Smith? I did not see that. Also, inversion fair value gap, we closed above it, and then we kept holding support right here at 345. Bearish 5-minute fair value gap. That's a bearish 5-minute which kept holding resistance. We close above it, we keep holding support paired with these two bullish discounts. So all the areas that I have marked up are pretty strong support areas. Going to check the higher time frame in a sec. Just going to finish off this charting work. I think we have news at 10 AM, if I'm correct. Forex Factory. Yeah, 10 AM, but only orange orders, so not too bad. Alright, 30 seconds to go on this 5-minute candle. Let me quickly check that hourly. So on the hourly, we also retraced into this hourly discount. Not going to draw that in. We have a discount further down. Let's check the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we cleared buy side, went above it. Now getting that rejection. 1 hour, 15 minute. I want to check that 15 minute. On a 15 minute, we also just seem to be holding support. One at this bullish fair value gap right here, paired with those inversions. We retraced lower, and now it's curious. So we left behind a 5 and 15 minute bearish fair value gap. I want to see how that is going to play out. We left that volume imbalance open on the 5. That's also a nice thing. Okay, so that 15-minute bearish fair value gap goes up all the way to here, to that breaker block. So everyone's up to date right here on the 5. So let's see. VWAP 945. If we get in here and we use a 5-handle stop, it's almost a bit too close for my liking. But 5 handles would also be close. So yeah, if we do this turtle soup, if we get an entry above here, I'd try that. Really could have already entered at the low of this. And if we close above it, I immediately close. Let me quickly check. Now I think we might just continue to sell off. Filled that 15-minute fair value gap at its low. Yeah, get that bias out of your head. I mean, we are going to see once they want to push it up. Until then, yeah, it's not going to be very helpful. That next sell side level would be the sell side below this low. And if we check the 15, that's also the next short-term low. But let's stick to the 5 and see if we get tapped in. Yeah, I'd really prefer my entry up here, to be honest. I might be asking for too much, but I'm aware of that. I mean, if I check that 15, I think we could be filling in more of that. I mean, it hasn't even formed yet. So, yeah, still gotta wait 12 more minutes for that. I don't think it's going to wait for that long. So, yeah, I think the best thing we can work off is just if we're going to continue lower of this fair value gap. And immediately, once we close above it, I'm out of the position. Quickly check NQ. NQ is also pulling back a little bit further. Okay, so we're filled.
Order filled.
If this candle is closing above or just pushing up with too much momentum, I'm out of the trade. If we close above it, I could maybe use it even as support to deliver back into this, yeah, breaker block. Paired with the fair value gap, the inversion, blah, blah, blah. But as long as we're holding, and ideally I'd like to see that rejection now, I'm going to remain in this trade. Just testing on how bearish we are. We are close below the VWAP. I want to see if it can actually offer resistance. I'm still experimenting with that VWAP. Haven't been using it a lot. Only with that Scalper Pro strategy, to be honest. So yeah, might be a good use. 5 handles would deliver us exactly to this level. That's all I'm looking for. I could also target sell side, but I'm fine with 5. If I make 5 on this account, I'm done for a day, because I'm not in a rush to, yeah, get my payout. Alright, let's see, already at 10 ticks. 1 more minute, going to move my stop loss. I like the rejection. It's already redelivered that fair value gap. And that volume imbalance is also likely going to remain open. And I'm just looking for 5 handles, nothing more. I mean, I could be targeting orders sell side, but no, that's not my style. I could look for 5 handles because they're available very easily. And I only enter with 1 contract on these 50k accounts. So yeah, if I'd enter with more, yeah, that would be nice, but I do not do that. So 20 seconds to go. Ideally, I'd like this to remain open and be used as rejection. My stop loss is going just above this high now. I mean, it already has been redelivered. Priced inefficiently. That's what I want to see. Now I want to see the continuation lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bearish volume imbalance. Unfortunate, but still nice close. Rejection of that lowest discount. Let's hope we don't go. No, we still have 10 minutes to go. I think 5 handles should be hit very easily. And I think it's a good habit to actually, yeah, do so with that 5 handle approach. I think right now I've been talking to a friend earlier at the lake, because I've been at the lake between London and New York. It's a nice way to get your mind off the charts and relax a little bit. And I was talking to a friend, and I've been saying, yeah, I make those $250 daily pretty much per account. He's like, what, $250?
Order filled.
That's insane. So yeah, just because we're traders and we're used to big numbers from social media doesn't mean that should be your first goal. Make $250 consistently with 1 contract, 50k account. That's a minimum investment. You can always increase it once you're confident and you know your trades. Like this simple short of the lowest discount we had available, 5 handles, done and dusted. Do not wait for that sell side. I made 250 bucks. That's more than a doctor makes per day. Yeah, per day. And let's see, how long did it take? We got filled right here. Not even 5 minutes, I'd say. Done. And I'm going to switch the account. First of all, I'm going to take a quick screenshot. Where did we enter again? Right here. I could care less. This thing could continue to plummet. 200 points, I don't care. Get funded immediately or get my payout immediately. That's not what I'm looking for, because this is sustainable. You can do this every day. I just got to the charts at 9:30. Didn't bother to get to it at 8 a.m. like I usually do. And done. I could go back to that lake now and, yeah, tell my friends that played out very well. 442.5, that's where I entered. My stop loss was pretty much at this high, targeting 5. Look at this easy, simple trade. Hang on, let me take a quick screenshot. And China stops me from immediately taking another trade. Apex Live, number 2. 250 bucks in the pocket. Commissions 247 with Apex. 1 contract, we went short. Did anyone else take that trade with me? Of course, just saying it, it's not financial advice at all. Alright, so 545, 5-minute best trade setup, continuation, fair value gap. What else do we have right there? A volume imbalance. No, already a confirmed one. Not a volume imbalance entry. Where do we have that? VIP. Make it quick. We use the tape reading. I think that should be it. Yep. New York session. 247. We already pasted that screenshot. Done. Add trade. Nice. 250, 250. So yesterday on all 3 accounts, I managed to make those 250. Alright, and we actually continued lower, but like I said, I could care less really. I could be aiming for 10 handles, but no, I'm fine. For right now at least. Once I really gain even more confidence to hold on these things, especially on a 5-minute time frame, yeah, no worries. Or if I start, let's say I would do another, if I would do another 50k challenge, I would have certainly entered with 2 contracts, but I just want to lower my risk when trading on that funded account on a 50k. Nice. Agent Smith, just know the limit. Be content with enough. And yeah, live to trade another day. It's not about today, it's not about tomorrow, it's about the consistency. Let's see, 10 handles. Can we continue lower of this fair value gap? So now we close below this bullish one, and below this bullish one, we're about to clear that sell side. Let's check on NQ quickly. NQ is also about to clear that exact same sell side. I think that's a MacBook thing. If I go in here, I have a little hotkey on my keyboard. FN it's called. I don't know, bottom left corner. And then this little app icon menu opens up. And then I use this little tag. Could also do this. Yeah, pretty much whatever I want in terms of emojis. That's why I have this emoji right here as well. I'm a little bit playful with these things. Alright, one, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, NQ didn't clear just yet. All right, let's get back to the live stream. I can go into the settings of that check mark, and I'm on Mac, I'm not on Windows. So if I hit the bottom left key on my keyboard, it's called FN, not sure what it means. I press that button and yeah, that little emoji menu pops up where I can pretty much put any emoji on there that I would like to put on there. This was a quick execution. So if this would be on my evaluation, I don't have one, I passed all the accounts that I had going on. Yep, I would have done it with 2 contracts, secured the next one at 10 handle profit. Let's see, we could be closing above, below this bullish fair value gap, turn it into an inversion. Same for this one. So yeah, we have plenty of resistance to just continue selling off. This is that typical, I mean, it's not really a slow, it hasn't been a slow move to the upside, but I always like to reference Stacy Burke here. He shared it with all his subscribers on YouTube, and he's talking about the staircase up, elevator down setup. And that's essentially this. I mean, we slowly walk our way up, shift market structure, SMT divergence at its peak. Unfortunately, we did not use that breaker block, inversion fair value gap, bearish fair value gap right here, but we only used that lowest discount that we had available. And I also entered on that one, yeah, for the continuation, and we even got 10 handles out of it. Okay, NQ just cleared this low. I just heard the alert going off. Yeah, yeah, we actually have a pretty big gap. Yeah, we could continue to just close this. That's our retail opening gap low right here. So let's go back to electronic trading hours. We're talking about this low right here. The 4 p.m. close. All right, let's see. Are we going to clear some more sell side? All right, so note how we close right here. We close below that lowest bullish fair value gap of this little price lag right here. And yeah, there goes sell side. Quick. We have that New York midnight level. So let's see how low we continue. That's our previous day breaker block. Higher high, lower low, higher high. That's a breaker block. Theoretically, this entire candle, but I trimmed it down to a 1-minute breaker block, so it's not as big. Sell side, really, for me personally, I'd stop trading right now, but I just want to be on with you guys for a little longer. Hang on, right here, beautiful 2022 model as well. This morning, that's our Asian session low right here. Hi, FX. Hang on. Asia sell side. London sell side, really. That New York midnight level. There's just too much going on for me with those gray boxes, so I'm going to get rid of the inversions. We have enough discounts and stuff like that that still support price. So we're just going to use, yes, fair value gaps and discounts, premiums from today. Alright, we have a set of equal lows right here. Let's see what NQ is doing. This would have been a potential inversion entry. If we're going to continue to sell off, bearish fair value gap on NQ. We also filled in this on NQ, delivered lower. That's nice to see for all the NQ traders. And note that we have another bearish fair value gap right here. This has been our first trade for the day. On which account am I on? Still on this one. Do not want to continue trading that one. Note that we left behind a new bearish discount. We just tapped the low of it. We closed below all these bullish fair value gaps, now turn into inversion fair value gaps. So really this could have already been a retracement. Preferably, I would have liked to see a higher retracement. The same way as we did right here, fill in that fair value gap completely. And maybe, yeah, get an entry off that 50% to continue down towards New York midnight. And fill all these unfilled London fair value gaps. That's our order block that from where we basically started to deliver from at the beginning of the London kill zone. Low, high, lower low, immediate engulfing. This candle cleared sell side liquidity, had no wick to the upside. We used that to deliver right from 2 AM into orders buy side and eventually into that daily buy side. Right up here we had NQ SMT. And now it seems that we are going to pull back into that discount. I mean, we should see plenty of resistance here. On a 15-minute time frame, we also just closed. Not sure if it's going to retrace all the way back, but I mean, if we look at today's range so far, from the Asian session low all the way up to our equal high buy side, we're already below 50%. So not really ideal to short. Our initial short was above that 50%. So yeah, I'm not too confident on that short just yet, because we might just continue to retest that equilibrium. Note that we also have our inversion fair value gaps right there. What happened here? Get rid of that. What level is that? That's that 50% level. Going to mark this up. That's the equilibrium of today's range. YMS consolidating here. Did it already clear the low? No, it did not clear the Asian session low just yet. Let's check on NQ. NQ is also pulling back after clearing sell side, so no SMT right here. We could do the same thing on NQ here, because we also had quite a rally. Measure from the Asian session low to the high of the day during the AM session. Also just around our 50%, very similar to ES. Also inside this inversion fair value gap right here, below the sell side. And note where the candle closed. The candle didn't close back above the inversion. But still, if I get an entry on this account, 5 handles, yeah, I think that's doable. 5 handles for 8.75, that's a higher risk account. I mean, I could immediately exit if we close above this bearish fair value gap. I would not like to see that, so yeah, I think we might as well do that. We have our inversion fair value gap here for added resistance, so if we're going to continue to sell off, I see no reason for it to retrace all the way up into here. So, yep, I'm short on account number 3, is that correct? Yep. So we just tap my limit, the 50%. We tap
order filled.
In. So right now, the most important level that I am going to watch is this one right here. We also have that equilibrium, where we should also see resistance. My 5-handle stop is all the way up here. Buy stop, and my take profit target, 5 handles. I might just do the sell side here. And if I see a close above the level of 4420.5, I'm going to exit my position. I really want price to use this fair value gap and not be turned into an inversion. And yeah, because I could also see us to, right now it's 10:05, so we just had these news at 10 a.m. Those low impact news. New hourly opening as well. Maybe we can see some more downside continuation, or we might just consolidate around that 50% level. And that's the 50% of today's range before doing anything else. But that's all speculation. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. So I've got my stop loss set. I have my take profit set. I will be back in 1 minute. Scary Mary because I'm in a trade, but that's alright. So like I said earlier, this is not the highest probability short, but still a decent probability short. I might just also secure 5 handles really. Because it's simple. Nothing beats simple. I'm 3 handles. What do you mean 3 handles? I'm 2. Nice. Welcome to the club of profitable traders. I hope some more people took that trade. Nice. So yeah, really last minute, I'd like this candle to close. We might... It's the higher risk account, so really we should be fine, but... 40 seconds. If this candle is going to close like it is right here, I would not like to see another bullish candle going back into it. So I'm simply going to start trading my stop loss. Now we have minimal risk. Okay,
order
I already
filled.
hit my take profit target. 5 handles, guys, done on all accounts. I secured once more 5 handles on all 3 trader weight accounts. I took a small loss on that first one earlier during London kill zone. I can show that to you quickly. Right here is where I entered long prior to the London Open. And I did not like it that we consolidated here. Really what I wanted to see is this breaker block to be retested. So a retracement during the London Open. I really wanted to see that, and I thought, why keep on this entry relatively high? I would much more prefer an entry down here if I get the chance, maybe even off that midnight open, because I expected higher prices of this order block. So I would have been fine with an entry maybe around this level. That's also where I had my buy limit set. So yeah, but that didn't play out, unfortunately. So I closed my position right here on this candle, somewhere down here. And yeah, just to watch it to continue up higher. But then we essentially had the London session SilverBullet setup right here. We continue higher, leave behind 2 bullish fair value gaps. We retrace into both of them, retest that midnight open VWAP. Yep, midnight open VWAP one more time. I actually should make that in a different color soon for the next stream. And bounce of it. And then once I saw that massive bullish engulfing candle and the volume imbalance, I entered right there on that volume imbalance. I can also share the executions right here on this volume imbalance, right at the close of this candle, 0 ticks drawdown. And I trailed my stop loss because I really wanted to see that they last week Thursdays equal high buy side to be delivered into. But once we reached my 5-handle target somewhere around here, we started to consolidate, and I got stopped out right here for a 5-handle profit. And then yeah, we hit my take profit target, but that's fine. Continued higher. Yeah, and then we took out that daily buy side, had NQ SMT, close below that most recent bullish fair value gap really. This is the one that had my attention if I would have been trading since 8 AM. We closed below it, used it as inversion, continued to deliver lower. Then we had this bullish breaker block right here, because what we did to the left is we cleared a short-term low. So we took sell side, went back above this high. So what we had right here would have been a breaker block, a bearish one. We start to close below it. Initially we hold some support, we close below it, then we use it as resistance. And we have higher probability because it is paired with this inversion fair value gap. We also close below that. We keep holding resistance. I shared that on Discord just prior to that New York opening, that I see a potential head and shoulder setup forming also at the beginning of the stream. But the New York open entries are a bit too volatile. That's the left shoulder. I can't write here pretty good. That's the head. And that's the left shoulder. And then we delivered lower from here, and we had 2 beautiful SilverBullet entries. The first one on the second funded account, which in my opinion is a SilverBullet setup. It just didn't happen at 10 AM or in that SilverBullet hour. But yeah, we used that lowest discount to deliver lower for 5 handles. And that on that third trade right here, we also used that lowest discount paired with this inversion fair value gap to the left, paired with this inversion fair value gap and this inversion fair value gap. We close below all 4 or 5 of them. We retest the newly formed bearish fair value gap that we have left behind. Entered right here, just hit 5 handles, so glad I haven't been greedy, secured 5 handles. What more could I ask for? So right now what I'd be looking at, especially after clearing the sell side, I'd open NASDAQ to see, do we have some potential SMT divergence. We have this low right here and then make a lower low, so we do not have SMT divergence right here. But really what I'd be looking for is, I mean, we have so many gray boxes here, I'm sorry about that, but hang on 1 second, get rid of this position. What I would be looking for is if we managed to close, we just retested our 50% equilibrium right here, if you remember, of our daily range. If we can close above 4420.5, nice. I'm certainly done for today. I might do a paper trade, but I think that's going to be it for me. So NQ is way above this lowest discount. This could potentially be the beginning of the retracement. But for yes, I'd like to see that confirmation close above here. Where did I enter on this one? Right here at that high. I'm getting good at these. Turtle soups, 5-handle stop loss would have been up here, and 5-handle take profit target. That's what I mean. They're so easy to achieve. 5 handles during London, it's during New York, and even during London, it's the easiest thing ever. We just hit 5 handles. We didn't tick any lower than that, and we reversed. Going for more than 5 handles, yeah, of course, it's works sometimes. I mean, right here of our first entry, we could have potentially had 10 handles very easily. Now we're in that SilverBullet hour. It's not really a SilverBullet trade, but we managed to secure 5, and that's really all I've been on the lookout for on both accounts. Let me take a screenshot of this trade. Proud of myself here. Apex Live 3. One, we went short. We made 247. Apex number 3. ES1. Paste that screenshot in here. We used a 545. A continuation of a fair value gap paired with inversion fair value gap paired with volume imbalance. Yeah, paired with volume imbalance, I guess. Where do we have it? Volume imbalance, tape reading, done. New York session. Add trade. Nice. Counts coming along nicely. No red days so far on any of my Apex account this week, so I don't want to be calling it and now have bad luck for the rest of the week. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. Apex Live number 2. Apex Live number 3. Alright, so let's see what we're working with if we get that close above here. Yeah, so far we're still respecting this bearish fair value gap, and we've just been retesting these inversions. We could still continue lower. No questions asked, but we already got our 5 handles of this fair value gap. I'm not looking forward. I don't have another account to short with, and I'm not going to use an account where I already secured my daily profit target. It's just that simple. Right, retested. Let me check out that YouTube live stream if we've got some comments. Yes, Trades Ahoy, this is essentially a SilverBullet setup. Look at this peak, 330. We've been growing. We had a little bit of a fake out right here, bearish market structure shift, but right here we found a bullish breaker block that kept holding support. We dropped back lower one more time, but now we're flipping it. Keep it up. Keep it up. Every time you see a chart, it's automatically programmed. Like, I don't know, if I go to my equity curves, like, I think it's just a little illness every trader has. Hang on, this year.
Bro.
What?
I do the same thing, man. I do the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. You see that move up, we consolidate, we took some sell side, we reversed, breaker block, didn't retest the breaker, didn't have to. Continue some sort of a trend line, bull flag to continue up higher and pass the challenge. Can't be a coincidence. So if you ever see your P&L that just took sell side, I mean,
No,
you know the drill.
he's
What's going to happen
he's
for what's going to happen
sir,
next?
he's not. This is his YouTube statistics, and his trading statistics is his any trading. He's looking at his chart. He's looking at his statistics like it's a chart.
You're
Oh God, that was good. That was funny, man.
That's how it works. The algo is like I'm trading the algo, so that my equity curve is actually representing the algo and how the algo would also deliver. I mean, it just makes sense. Go to trading view. Let's see. 11 seconds. Can we close above this bearish fair value gap? First of all, safety measure, log out, and make sure we close above it. Just a good habit to hang on. Exit all positions and cancel. Happened to me once that I had a beautiful trading day and I left a sell limit order open, and yeah, turned out to blow my account. Especially during the New York session, that can hurt. So from here, I just managed straight out of at trading view,
Okay,
exit all positions.
I got a real story for you.
All right. Hit
I
me.
had a live cash account with AMP Futures.
Yeah.
I started with $1,000, or excuse me, 2 grand.
Mm-hmm.
I ran it up to 4 grand and took 2,000 out. So now I'm basically break even on the account if I bust.
Really?
I go 6 grand. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
6 grand in profit, and I think it's gonna continue to run. I go to bed. I wake up. My account's gone.
Far out,
And I'm
buddy.
like, I could have just put a stop loss and at 5 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I was trading like all day, I
Yeah.
was making this work and I was so excited. It was real cash money. Yeah, so I walk away with nothing and I haven't traded that account since.
Just think about it this way. One day you're gonna be sitting in an interview and the person's gonna ask you what has been your most painful trade or your biggest losing trade, and you can say that.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Real money. Uh, I started trading stocks before I did this,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
I am a bag holder. I don't know in how many stocks right now. I remember when Trump announced that he was gonna do something on some other platform, and PHUN, and it was DMAC or something like that. Anyway, it went
Mm-hmm.
up from $2 to like 40 or 50. So I made like, I don't know, 5 grand in 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started dropping. And rather than putting a stop loss in, I started cost averaging and just
Oh
buying it
yeah,
cheaper, buying it cheaper, buying it
buying
cheaper.
cheaper, but it never returns. Yeah, I know that story.
And then, so now I have like 2,500 shares of something that's worth 30 cents.
Maybe that same thing happened to me with crypto. I'm also back holding crypto, and yeah, there are always these projects that are super strong in that bull run, but then essentially they go back to almost nothing.
Look at it. Look at it. Mark my words. Fourth, 43.84,
100%.
right around there. 43.84. I think it's gonna want to reach for that discount and then head back up towards equilibrium.
We will see.
It's the higher move thing based on a break of structure and reversal to discount. Yeah, purge and revert basically. So the concept ICD says is that once, on the larger run, it does a break of structure, look for what is it, high quality setups or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
optimal trade entries.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what this thing is on the ES. That's and you sit there and you think, because this happened to me yesterday, right? And you sit there and you think, there's no way, man. It's what, 416, and 40, 416 is going to go to 300 and something
Yeah.
or 370. You just got to think about the logarithm.
The only thing that worries me about all this is, hang on, height.
I'm in 60 contracts short right now on my sim account.
60.
Yeah,
Nice. 60
I
contract
cost
short.
averaged. I cost averaged, you know, and so I'm 11,000 in profit right now.
The only thing that, so if we continue lower, I mean, ICT shared that in his review as well.
Here's
Is
what?
his review he uploaded yesterday is that on
What I
both,
shared, what I shared?
I'm not sure. I
Oh,
just
okay.
watched his one yesterday. So if we go onto the Nasdaq daily as well, this is essentially his screen. Let's remove those Nasdaq drawings. So on Nasdaq, he mentioned that he ideally would not like to see higher prices than this bearish fair value gap. And he mentioned that very likely only NQ is going to deliver into that, but we essentially also hit that on ES right here. This bearish fair value gap. So yeah, really it's now all about this daily close. If we manage to close above this bearish one, we could be looking for potential inversion to deliver up higher, but really the area of short invalidation would be a strong close above these two bearish fair value gaps, because theoretically if we continue in this downtrend, I mean right here at the peak, what do we have right here? We have SMT divergence with
I see.
ES. ES cleared that buy side basically, NQ didn't. Had our market structure shift right here, never violated this high anymore. Yes, we went a little bit higher than expected. But yeah, then we left behind a discount. Cleared sell side one more time, filled it, continued to deliver lower, and been making lower highs and lower lows ever since. So unless this is really the area of invalidation on a daily for in terms of daily bias. At the beginning of the week, right on Sunday when I got back home, I shared some analysis that I would expect these fair value gaps to be priced in right here on Friday or Sunday pretty much. Then we opened up and started to do exactly that. And that's, I mean, I don't really use a daily bias because I'm just scalping 5 handles on a 5-minute time frame, but it's still good to know your daily bias. We
All
cleared
right, I'm going
sell
to share
side.
my chart.
We
Go
cleared,
ahead, go ahead.
cleared sell side on all charts. Hang on. Sell side taken. And yeah, really, that's the main area of invalidation for me if we look on the daily time frame. We have these two discounts, they now have been priced in. Not completely on ES, but that might just hold actually. And yeah, we will see if we use that to deliver lower into more sell side and maybe even fill that contract switch gap right here. Yeah, we will see if we continue bearishly like we have been before. But once we get the close above this bullish fair value, bearish fair value gap, we could be looking at potential longs again, or daily longs to target even more highs, the ones you've been talking about with that purge and revert setup, Bradley.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Yeah, right here.
And there's all kinds of things that can invalidate it. I mean, there's no guarantee, right, that my analysis is right or that his concept in this particular time frame is going to hold true.
Yeah.
But, it did break a structure, and I'm looking for a discount at that area to have it retrace into. But everybody is saying, oh, it's bearish, and
Yeah.
the S&P 500 got downgraded and all kinds of stuff,
That's
so
what I want you to think in a bear market, in a bull market. Sorry. That's
yeah, so then that just kind of confirms that more than likely, according to the logarithm,
yeah.
price is going to want to reach towards equilibrium, which is on the chart there.
I show you an example. Bitcoin is because I'm coming from that crypto background. If we go into a daily crypto time frame, we had this massive bull run where we essentially went up after that COVID dip from 5K all the way up into our target. And before hitting our all-time highs, a retracement is healthy. I mean, here we retraced 30%. Over here we retraced another almost 30% really. And we still managed to deliver almost up to 70K. And that's just normal during a bull market. I mean, if we look on the daily ES chart, not saying that this is going to be the low, I don't know, but we're not far away from the all-time high. And going back above the all-time high is quite a milestone, would be quite a milestone for the overall stock market in the US, really. I think the DAX, the German stock index, is already above the all-time high, I'm pretty sure. Haven't checked that in a very long time, to be honest. But yeah, clearing
Well,
some...
if you look at the range, I think that's a 3-day, well, at least it was a 3-day look
Yeah.
back from the high to the low. Oh, no, that's my entire range,
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. So this is right now at the price right now is at the 61.8 discount level on that whole move.
Yeah.
Right. So we had a break of structure. It ran up to 50% of this entire move of this latest, down leg. I think initially when I wrote this is like a 3-day look back. And where the price right now is just at the 61.8, it could return back to where it broke the structure, or even at a deeper discount before it heads back up.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, we would all be millionaires if price would just simply continue to deliver to the all-time high like this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, blah, 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 until we hit all-time high. everyone would be a millionaire. All you would have to do is use your Fibonacci retracement tool and buy the 50% or the 61.8. Done. But the reality, as you often know, it's not like that. We get these pullbacks and they're healthy to get rid of some weak longs overall
And
throughout
we're
the stock market.
scalpers looking for 5 handles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even what I mean, that's an overall huge, now look at that price. Man, why did I close?
Yeah,
I know it's
exactly.
just a sim account, but I was like, that would have been another 20 grand.
I mean, if
I
we,
took $100,000 sim account and I'm at $259,000.
so we actually use that to deliver back lower. No breaker block, really. Breaker block would have been up here. Very likely we're going to take out that London sell side and the Asian sell side right now. I mean, yeah, we even closed above this one right here, so not the breaker block really on the 5-minute time frame would have been right here. We can check the 1 hour in a bit, but what I really wanted to point out, this is that daily fair value gap right here, the one we've been looking at the entire the last 10 or 15 minutes. We have our daily fair value gap high, we have our low, we cleared that perfectly with the SPY side. We go above it, we have NQ SMT divergence. We start disrespecting bullish discounts, and basically this entire morning we did nothing else than respecting bullish discounts. Bullish fair value gaps, respect them. Continue higher, not leaving behind many fair value gaps at all. Then we start to push up one more time. We use discounts to deliver even higher, use discounts to deliver higher. Then out of nowhere, we start to form SMT divergence. We're inside that daily fair value gap. Shift market structure or start disrespecting bullish fair value gaps, close below them. And then the next confirmation or hint that we might continue lower is that we actually use them as inversion to deliver into sell side. 9:30 delivered into sell side right here, shifted market structure, leaving behind a 5-minute, 15-minute breaker block right here. We did not use that to continue lower, but yeah, like I said, we already got in short of here. Once we saw that continuation, just testing if, the market isn't, just testing how bearish the market is really, and played out very well. Our second short came in from right here. We already closed on this down closing candle. Not the perfect delivery per se, because we closed above this bearish fair value gap, but all we did was testing this volume imbalance right here, rejected, continued lower. But yeah, that's essentially, if I would have seen that close above, I would have been out of the trade if I would have still been holding. But yeah, really, it's delivering very nicely, and now we might be just about to clear that sell side. All from that daily time frame. So even if you're scalping on the 5-minute, just looking for 5 handles, having that in the back of your mind or back of your head won't hurt you at all. Market structure shift, we deliver lower. Okay, this is,
And I should
super
just
bearish.
entered a
A
live
nice
trade
entry
on my account. Oh,
nice entry of that Scalper Pro signal here too. So yeah, overall, I mean, it's for the stock portfolio, for my stock portfolio, not the best thing to see, of course, but I mean, yeah, short-term scalping won't hurt you. Asian session low theoretically should be that next target. I think we seem to have already cleared that London low. Yep, just cleared that. So the next sell side target really would be that Asian session low. And we didn't even use a 15-minute fair value gap. Let's check the 1 minute right here. 1 hour, sorry. Use higher. No hesitation in any of these discounts. So we simply purge and revert, really. Clear daily buy side, fill a daily fair value gap, breaker block, bump, deliver lower, pump and dump, dump and pump, pump and dump. So yeah, still, I mean, we essentially saw the same thing yesterday. We pumped up the entire day throughout the London session. 9:30 comes in, we take out sell side, we take out the Asian session low, and essentially we still managed to get up even higher than the London session high and close somewhere around here. consolidate during Asia, use this fair value gap breaker block as support, deliver higher into that daily objective. So yeah, the question is if we are going to continue this run, clear sell side, turtle soup, these lows basically, and continue higher, or if we're actually going to break below it, close below it, and start closing also below these bullish discounts that we left behind here on A15. And if we close below them, we could be looking for inversion to deliver lower.
I'd be looking for buys around like the 384.82 or the 43.80-ish.
Yeah, theoretically that's an order block. Cleared sell side liquidity, cleared previous day's low. That would be the order block of the 15, and if you'd be 1 hour, if you'd be really keen, that would almost be the order block. Consecutive down closing candles, cleared a short-term low, cleared sell side liquidity, done. Immediately bounced off this level after dropping down. So really, if they want to offset some of their shorts that they put in the marketplace, so with offsetting I mean they actively shorted the market to drop into the sell side to add more buying positions to deliver into this buy side liquidity, really, to get out of their negative positions because they entered shorts. Yeah, a retracement into this range, even lower, like Agent Smith said, could be realistic because right now they still have some hedging positions where, yeah, that are currently in drawdown, that haven't been completely rebalanced, I'd say. Of course, they added and made even lots more than what they currently in drawdown with this pump. Sort everything off right here, consolidated a little bit at that top. If we check that 1 minute, what is it looking like? Give them enough time to get rid of their orders, pump it up one more time, deliver lower, continue to sell off, continue to sell off. Post 9:30 a.m. best 1 minute time frame entry. Far out, we didn't leave a single 1 minute fair value gap in this entire move after 9:30 until here, but really nothing nice.
Oh, look at the FL Trader 07's buddy.
Let me have a look. Oh, that's lovely.
You should post DOG.
Diego. Yeah, he's a little
Diego, I
bit.
mean.
He's a little bit. Yeah.
You got some good pictures
I got
of
some good.
him.
Got some good pic. Yeah, hang on, and I've got to
You
share
got
a
some
picture
good
of my
pictures.
dog as well.
You know me, but
Yeah.
you live so far away. It's it's not like I can just come by and visit you.
Yeah, we continue to dump one more time lower into that London sell side. Really, yeah. I think that Asia low is going to be taken as well. So if you're wondering who I'm talking to, if you watch the YouTube live stream, I'm talking to members on the Discord. You can join that for free. I shared that on the YouTube stream as well. Someone just shared.
Oh man,
No,
I gotta remember you post this on YouTube, so I gotta shut up now.
no, that's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm already done. I'm not going to look for another trade. So I'm just chilling a little bit longer before I hit it back to the lake. What a life. All right, let me share that picture of my dog in that stream. Hang on. Where is Diego? He's an old boy. He's 15 years old now. No, 16 even. He had 2 seizures so far. But yeah, I mean, I think he's the strongest dog I ever had or knew. Making it back from a seizure, that's quite something. Come on, it's not loading. He's a German Shepherd, of course, German Shepherd, Border Collie mix. Come on, where's the picture at the lake? Gotta be in here somewhere. Notice that 5-minute bearish value gap we left behind. That could help us to deliver lower. Really, I wouldn't like to see a close above that if we continue much lower. Where's that damn picture? I should have just used another one, really, but I'm already down the scroll hole. There we go, there's the picture. That's Diego. That's my dog. Just got out of the water there. And that's after his first seizure. And I was back in Australia at that time when he had his first seizure with 15. And yeah, within a couple of hours, I've booked the flight. I think 3 hours later, I had all my stuff packed, already at the airport, ready to take off from Australia. 22-hour flight. And because of the lovely time difference between Australia and Germany, I think almost 8 or 9 hours even, just filled that fair value gap. So for a potential short, that's where I would get in. We could take a paper trading short. No, not trade of it. So let's see, we add a short right here at this level, sell to limit, make 5 out of it, 100k count. Stop loss goes just above this high. We might have already missed the opportunity. Target the Asian session low. That would be my paper trade. Where did I stop talking about Diego? This was after his first seizure, and then I flew from Australia to Germany, and he recovered. So he wasn't doing very well, but I think seeing me again after 2.5, almost 3 years, might have helped him to, push through one more time. Far out. What happened? Sorry. Sorry about that. I think I got disconnected from Discord right here. There's my screen again.
There we go. I've been trying to tell you, but I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, I just got that. So I was talking about the sell limit right here. I added it too late. I was talking about Diego. And yeah, we had this bearish value gap here. So really, if we continue lower into the Asian sell side, that's where we should do it from. I mean, if I go back to, those are all these daily levels that I drew up. Get rid of them here quickly and turn on all the other ones. Note that we closed below that midnight level, pretty telling. And that we kept holding on that following 5-minute candle right here. We're inside of this inversion. We also managed to close below that. We have another inversion right here. Now, we actually have a bearish fair value gap paired with all that. So we will see how that's going to play out. Curious to find out. This bullish fair value gap hasn't been respected at all, to be honest. So I'm just going to get rid of that one to clean up some charts. There's some boxes right here. Volume imbalance, get rid of that. We use this as inversion. Paired with this bearish fair value gap, we use this bearish fair value gap to get our initial short. Inversion right here. Didn't get tapped in, but note how we closed. We still managed to close below that midnight level. Very telling. We have our London session low that we just cleared. And right here we have our Asian session low with that old London breaker block, I think, from yesterday. So we just touched that one more time. So here we have that bearish fair value gap. Even just a short of that midnight would have been fine. But I'm not too focused on entries right now. It's 10:30 now. We already had 2 trades on the live stream. So yeah, pretty much just a short of that midnight level. If you missed one entry up here, we might still get back into it. But yeah, that'd be my short. Too late, very likely. If you're talking, we can't hear you. You should be able to hear me. I can hear myself. That's how I can tell. Hang on. You can't hear me. Let me disconnect quickly on... Start the stage one more time. New York, tape, read. Start the stage. Alright, there we go. Is everybody able to hear me? We just got tapped in on this bearish fair value gap. Now I want to see if it can hold up. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. General chat. So we just tapped one more time inside of this bearish fair value gap. That's the paper trade I've been talking about. But I think only the people on YouTube heard that. Consolidation here. But it's the end of the stream, really. Going to enjoy the sun. I mean, that's also an important thing. Thing. We started our trading journey for the freedom. And it's also important to enjoy that freedom. Remember yourself why you really want to do this. I mean, I just worked 1 hour roughly, maybe a little bit more than that, and made $500 on 2 accounts. Earlier this morning I worked during the London Kill Zone, also had a stream going on and shared the entry there as well. Made another $250. I mean, what more could you be asking for? So then it's also important to enjoy the other part of life, which is not related to work, and go outside, enjoy the sun, go for a walk with your dog. That's what I'm going to do after the stream, and yeah, enjoy life with that opportunity the market is offering you. Hey Real JM, nice to see you back. It's been quite a while. 475 on the take profit trader. Is it a 50k evaluation? FL trader. Nice. 1%. Perfect. 10 handles. Did you take just one trade or multiple trades with one contract, or one trade with 2 contracts securing at 5? Two trades, 1 contract. Yep. Perfect. The trades that I took as well on stream, or one different one? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, and even once you fund it, it's still good to take it light. I mean, I considered letting this trade continue lower, but price moved too quickly and already took profit at 5 handles, and then we retraced anyway. Yes, we essentially delivered into that target at that midnight level, but still it's less stress for me not having to endure the drawdown before it delivers into my profit target. And right now this is just the continuation idea. We didn't close back below that midnight level. Let me check that 15. We closed below it on the 15. Remember that we also have a big 15-minute inversion. No, it's not an inversion just yet, actually. Bullish fair value gap. We didn't close below it. So yeah, really bounce off this bearish fair value gap to essentially close below that level. And yeah, hit sell side liquidity and maybe even those Asian lows. But I'm not going to stay until we hit these Asian lows. We got the job done today. During London, during the New York session starting from 9:30. All these trades that I took today have been shared on stream. The London stream I do not share it on YouTube. I only do that on... No, I did share it on YouTube today actually, because then I don't have to record and... Ah, come on, please tell me I recorded. No, gotta do that later on then. That's alright. I mean, at least it's published to YouTube. So yeah, really, that's gonna be the end of the stream for me. Do you have any other questions or something you want to ask before I leave? I don't continue to trade anyway after 11, so we're inside of that macro now. It's 10:50 to 11:10. So I'm curious to see how this macro is going to play out, but I have no interest in it anymore. I already secured my profits. This is just a paper continuation trade, maybe into the Asian lows, which might happen during this macro from 10:50 until 11:10. But after that, I do not trade. Maybe I'm coming back home tonight and consider that I'm going to stream from 2 p.m. New York local time, maybe even do that power hour like yesterday. We also had a little Discord only stream going on. I shared the execution on YouTube as well. So yeah, there's a few benefits joining the community on Discord to everyone that's still watching me on YouTube. It depends, I usually announce it. So today, during London, I mentioned that I'm going to decide it depending on the price action that I'm going to see if I'm going to either start streaming at 8 a.m. New York local time or 9:30. And I usually share that right here. Gonna be live at New York Open, so 9:30. And yeah, so usually it's 8 a.m. During London, I make it, yeah, I think I will stream tomorrow London session as well. It's good fun. I'm starting to get a hang of it and also trade during that live stream. The more you practice it, the better you essentially get at it. So yeah, I mean, why not? And London session stream would start around 2:30. Just want to get going in the morning, maybe start a London session stream at 3 a.m. New York local time and end it as soon as I hit my 5-handle target. And New York session usually starts at 8 a.m. or 9:30. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Let's see if we have any more questions. Yeah, welcome to the club. I also got 3 funded Apex accounts. I've got a couple more, but I've been focusing on these lately to get the first payouts on these accounts, and then I can keep on playing and have a couple of accounts that I can on a frequent basis get payouts from. If I make a nice profitable trade on the one account, I wait for the payout window to be open, cash it out with Apex, and continue to trade on the other funded account, and then continue doing that. It's probably the plan of a few funded traders. Some people like to gamble with these challenges, but yeah, I don't know. But I feel you get pretty nervous. You always think so, like, oh, I finally passed the funded account challenge, but then you pass it and you realize it's just the beginning of another entire step. I mean, if you do not want to lose that funded account, it's essentially going forever for the next 10 years even. Most people always think about that goal, that to finally be a funded trader, to get that certificate. But then you start to realize, okay, the real challenge is just about to begin. Can I manage to get consistent payouts? But yeah, just be confident in yourself, and you pass the challenge for a reason. Unless you pass with 1 or 2 trades, that's not really skill. But if you slowly made your 5 handles like I did during all 3 challenges, keep on adding these small profits. Make sure you do not have big drawdowns then and start to revenge trade. Happened to me, I think 2 times here on my funded accounts on the evaluations. Right here, I really hated it that I had this big of a red day, because all the other ones I kept around 5 or so. Yeah, $250 drawdown really. Yeah, just keep on doing that, and really there's nothing to be afraid of at this point in time. But of course it's eventually it's going to settle that nervosity if you prove it to yourself that you actually can. That's Bento Book. If you check out the indicator chat right here, we have a community member, Y2K Fury, who's developed this trading journal software. and yeah, the accumulation zone members can test the beta version of it for free. And yeah, if you find any bugs or anything, make sure to send it right here on Discord into the indicator chat. Y2K Fury is going to reply to that very quickly, or simply send an email to, where did he mention that? I do not find it, or I think it's bentobook, support@bentobook.io. Right here, where's the name? app.bentobook.io. Sign up for an account, and yeah, it's free for now for accumulation zone members. All right, let's see. So we pulled back, we got stopped out on this trade. We could now use this as inversion. Next buy side target really would be this high, which could be delivered until 11:10 during that macro. So that would really be a trade idea I would frame, but nothing I take anymore. All right, so I said it a few times before. That's going to be the end of the stream. Nice. All right, so go back into that live stream chat. That's very normal. That's why they have different rules for evaluation versus funnel. Just keep that in mind and follow the rules and stay disciplined. Yeah, that's really it. It's it used to be the hardest thing for me, even though it's so a simple concept to grasp, to just be disciplined and hit your target and call it a day. Pretty simple. And keep on doing that. I need 10 trading days to get those payouts on those new 50Ks with $2,600 in profit I have to make. So I simply divide that by 10 and keep on doing that until I reach that payout limit. Of course, eventually I'm going to have a red day, but all I can do my best to not let it be a bigger drawdown than $250, really. And accept the loss and accept that I had a red day. All right, yeah, all I would look for is maybe a long of this inversion into the SPY side. But after that, I mean, the AM session for me personally is over. We had great opportunities, SilverBullet opportunities short, or I don't like to call them SilverBullet, just simple continuation entries of discounts prices left behind into more sell side after a SMT divergence at the peak, after reaching a daily fair value gap, clearing equal high buy side right here, also based on the daily time frame. Now that's the daily high. Yeah, so really simple, just getting in flow with that trend. All right, that's going to be it. Thanks very much for sitting in here with me. That's, yeah, I will see you tomorrow again during the London kill zone, very likely, and also for the New York session. We will see. And yeah, I will let everyone know and keep everyone up to date on Discord. Until then, make sure to trade safe, secure your profits, and take care. Until tomorrow.